professional obligation. Okay, we're going to get into some scripting and so forth, but integrity is very important in what we do. Your reputation is going to follow you no matter what repair shop you're at, no matter what happens. And so you want to have personal integrity. People talk, okay? And you might have been in a shop for 5 years, and then you go somewhere else and you start hearing the chatter, the rumor mill, right? So it's very, very important that you always stay professional, okay? But the reason that number 8 exists, we talk about professional obligation. Karen, what does that mean to you?
It's being 100% honest and upfront with each customer and treating them with the utmost respect, because that's how you gain a customer for life, is by being 100% honest.
Totally agree. Totally agree. Bryce, when you think professional obligation, what's your obligation?
Pretty much same thing. You just got to be honest with them, but also trying to even trying to keep your guys, if they're around customers and stuff like that, to just remember that they have to stay professional, use their words correctly, because mechanics tend to say things that you don't really want your customers to hear all the time as well.
Very true. Very true. Yes, Jared.
I would say the professional obligation is to provide your customers with, number one, a safe vehicle, also a reliable and well-maintained vehicle. Very
true. Very true. All right answers, guys. All right answers. So professional obligation also, if you look at it in a way of customer spent $1,300 on their AC compressor and you sold it, and the customer's like, oh man, boy, I can barely afford this. Then the technician writes up some other important needs that the vehicle has. Transmission fluids leaking at the pan, cooler lines are leaking, water pumps starting to make some noise, we noticed. It's also your professional obligation to tell the customer. We don't have the right, if we have knowledge of something, to not tell the customer, right? We have to, it's our professional obligation to share that with them. And that's another part of it too. And the reason I bring that up is because, and we're going to get into this, not today, but on our next week, when we do this again, we're going to talk about professional obligation in terms of when we present repair work. We don't have the right to withhold information from a customer if we have that information, okay? And so it's kind of like if you go to the doctor because you got a sore throat, right? And hey, doc, my throat's sore. They bring you in, but when you get to the doctor, Kelly, what happens when you go to the doctor? What do they do when you go back there? You find, you've been sitting in the waiting room, they finally call you up, you go back to the back, what happens?
They check you out, tell you what's wrong.
How do
they give you
how do they check you out?
Inspection.
Well, it's pretty standard. When we go to the doctor, they always make you do kind of that same routine. What do they do to you? You're just there for sore throat.
They're going to ask you all the questions.
I missed part of what you said. Did you say stand on the scales?
Yep.
That's right. You're going to stand on the scales. They're going to see how tall you are. They're going to weigh you. You may pee in a cup. They might take blood. They're going to check your blood pressure. Now, you're there for a sore throat, but if you have high blood pressure that they notice while they're checking you, it's their professional obligation to let you know, right?
Absolutely.
So that's really just my point. That's just part of our professional obligation.